the series was just started to swallow me whole. In terms of, I have fallen very headlong into watching Miraculous: The Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, if you're not familiar with this, it's a television series CG for kids. I'm approaching 40, everybody.
Is this the French one?
Yes, it's set in France. It's set in France.
Made in France as well.
Yeah, I think they are. It is a French-based company, so its story is set in Paris. There is a mysterious zodiac-themed magical box full of jewelry and trinkets that allow you to merge with a magical fairy creature called a Kwame. You then take on one of the powers of the zodiac, effectively, which do various things. So there's tigers and what have you. Tigers and pigs and roosters and things. But at the center of it all is the two most powerful ones, which is the black cat and the ladybug, which, as you well know, is clearly a zodiac. But they represent the powers of destruction and creation, and sort of the counterparts of each other. One of them has been stolen, the butterfly Miraculous, as these jewelry pieces are called, and a villain by the name of Hawkmoth initially, and then he gets a bunch of other bloody names, just to be really annoying. Has the ability has got the Miraculous. He's treating the poor fairy Kwame thing very badly indeed. Is perverting their power and is using these butterflies to basically pounce on people when they're having a bad day, turn their negative emotions and twist them to his power, and basically turns them into some sort of hideous monster. At which point, two kids come along called Adrian and Marinette. Marinette's particularly interesting because she's representative of mixed heritage. Her name is Dupain-Cheng. Dupain-Cheng as it's pronounced, but it's with an E. So she's specifically French Chinese. Is the hyper creative daughter of this bakery couple. You've got and she's these Ladybug and is essentially the central character, although both of them are supposed to be equal, and that's kind of the thing that goes through the story, is that the black cat wielder, which is Adrian Agreste, who is the son of a famous fashion designer, and who is the model, and he's very rich technically, and everything. He's very nice, very handsome. Everything clearly must be going his way. He gets that, and they go out and put paid to this villain's schemes. Unfortunately, I'm spoiling stuff here. We're 4 seasons deep into this show. I have just destroyed this in terms of watching it. I am so into this. I bought blind bags.
Oh, wow. You're doing an Ashens, aren't you?
I bought blind bags. I'm missing one. I'm missing Nuru, who is the butterfly Miraculous, and the guy that's with the guy that is effectively being tortured by the bad guy. So it's kind of appropriate that he's missing. But yeah, I've bought blind bags, much to double cross's absolute astonishment. But there's a whole lot of yes.
Does the pigeon guy from the first episode turn up more?
The pigeon guy comes up multiple times, Mr. Okay. Remier. The best guy, thank you, Double Cross cameo. In fact, he keeps getting akumatized, which is the procedure that is done when they're taken over and try to be mind controlled by this twisted butterfly, this magical butterfly. They're keeping track of how many times it's been akumatized, and the episodes later on in the series, it was revealed that he's been akumatized 72 times. Just because this man likes pigeons, and Paris hates pigeons, so every time someone's mean to the pigeons when he's around, he's like, but these are my friends. It's like, well, no, they're flying rats, piss off. But there's actually a lot of stuff within the series that's like kind of deep, like, oh, why? So it's like Adrian, the model, the son, the perfect son. Yeah, the perfect son who just happens to be, massively having his life controlled to the point where it's completely scheduled by the minute. He barely sees his father. He has all his meals alone. He lives in a mansion, but it's effectively a jail. He's been kept away from people. There's a discussion of like whether or not, you know, well, it's not even a discussion anymore. Where it's like, yeah, the kid's kind of being abused. He doesn't know how to interact with people at all because he's been kept away from school. He just wants to go to school, damn it, and be with kids. And you know, he's Cat Noir, and people kind of treat Cat Noir badly because, you know, oh, he's not the main person. He protects Ladybug, and people kind of try to treat him badly. And by the end of the entirety of the fourth season is, hey, we're neglecting Cat Noir to the point where even Ladybug, Marinette, is kind of screwing up. There's also the love square, because of course there is. It turns out that Marinette's in love with Adrian, but can't say anything. Adrian's in love with Ladybug, who is Marinette. Adrian, as Cat Noir, declares his love to Marinette, who he doesn't know is Ladybug, and Ladybug completely rebuffs him because she's in love with Adrian, who is Cat Noir. So they're basically completely in each other's mess all the time. And it turns out that but Adrian's putting on an act the whole time. Marinette tries to do everything for everyone. He's super controlling, has to deal with tremendous bullying, among other things. And oh, by the way, Adrian's dad's the bad guy, and he doesn't know. And his entire aim is to get the Miraculous of both Cat Noir and Ladybug, because if you put them together, you make a wish that allows you to do something, because Adrian's mother's dead/missing and is currently being kept in a glass coffin underneath the very home Adrian is living in, and he doesn't know. And
lost at the moment.
Wow, that's heavy.
And if he succeeds, he won't just bring her back, he will rewrite the entire universe to do this, because that's how the wish works, and there'll be a cost, which will most likely be Adrian. But nobody freaking knows that. Apart from... And the two Kwamis know, by the way, that Marinette and Adrian are Cat Noir and Ladybug, respectively. They know the opposites, and they know they're all in each other's way, and they can't say anything. And every time they've done a fake out on the reveal, it's turned out horribly, and the world has either potentially ended, or they've just gone back on it, and it's just like, hey, do you like these characters happy? Well, tough freaking luck.
I mean, it's not interesting plot design otherwise, right?
But yeah, the 4 seasons are going into a 5th one now. At the end of the 4th one, we've just had, they lose, basically. They've lost all the other Miraculous, except the ones they own. The bad guy has all of them, including the ones for time freaking travel, which is very bad.
This is starting to sound like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I definitely recommend watching it. It is a lot more than it seems.
I've seen a load of people recommend it as actually really, really good.
Yeah, no. Oh, in some points it's freaking awful. But other points it's like, wow, you know, this person was like really bad happened to them. You will wonder why this poor kid who is so desperately nice. There's nothing but bad things happen. Also, Marinette is obsessed with Adrian to the point that she's very stalkery, and they do acknowledge this. That this is very bad. This is very bad health.
This is a kids' TV show, right?
Yes.
Yes. Good. They're teaching kids the right life lessons.
The dark stuff about Adrian and his mother, who's been missing, and he's desperately sad and lonely.
I feel more kids shows
depression involved. There's all sorts of other things that these things going on. Anyway,
I mean, the thing is just that I feel as though you can actually get away with more of that stuff for kids than you think.
Yes, absolutely.
I think outside of America, you can.
As the show goes on, and they reveal that Hawkmoth is indeed the dad, and of course the dad's the fashion designer. Marinette wants to be a fashion designer, so she looks up to the father, and there's just a whole heap of terrible, terrible things that occur. The father's assistant gets wrapped into things. Also, there's a massive sort of sub-story going on with Adrian's cousin who looks exactly like him. Like, I do mean exactly like him. And what's up with there? Also, is Adrian even real?
That's
There we go. Is Adrian even real? That's a thing that they're currently playing on, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that either no, he isn't, or he's being controlled that allows his father to command him to do things without his consent.
I'm starting to get the feeling that this is the extreme thing, and the other thing that we're going to talk about from Disney Plus afterwards is mild in comparison.
Indeed. So anyway, that's Miraculous. Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Sounds like a trip.
It's a trip. It's like I say, 4 seasons, over 100 episodes. They've got another movie coming out, which for some reason a goddamn musical. I don't understand why. Yes, hello, Doublecross. What is it?
And the best episode of the entire show is the one where the bad guy literally has the power to make everybody more stupid.
Yes. There was an episode where he decides that Marinette's grandfather, who just wants things to be back the way it was in the old days, when things were simpler, so he gives him the power to make things simple, not realizing that would it also affect the bad guy. And the bad guy nearly wins by making them so childish that they effectively are quite willing to trade their Miraculouses if just given some candy.
Candy for Miraculous!
Makes perfect sense.